Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. So today I'll show you how to make a paprika pork that I made numerous times before, and it's a really simple and easy recipe to make, and it's from one of my favorite books to use. So it's this one, Family Feast on a Budget. So let me show you the ingredients that I'll be using. And these are the ingredients that I'll be using in my recipe. The recipe is for 500 grams pork medaillons, and it serves 4, but because I have got a big guy at home and he eats most of the meat or whatever I cook, he eats it in a bigger portion, so I'm making it into, I picked up 2 packets of 400 grams, so I'm having 800 grams of a meat. So my serving or my recipe will probably make about 6 portions, but to us it'll be 4 portions. So let me just talk you through the ingredients. So I'm having 800 grams of a pork medaillon, and then I've got 2 peppers here, and then the recipe asks for fromage frais, but because Lidl, that's where I shop the most, doesn't do it, so I'm using quark instead. And then salt, pepper, fry light. I've got 3 onions here. Well, it's asking for brown ones, but I only had 2 at home, and then I had one of the red one as well. So that's all the onions that I've got in the house, so I'm using them up. Paprika, parsley. You can use dry or fresh one. I'm using dry this time. And I've got 3 OXO cube. And what I'll actually do, because the recipe what I'm making is slightly bigger, but I can put down in a description box below the recipe if you want to copy it, and that one will be for when you serve it to 4 people. So I'll put it down in a description box below so you can read it out. And let me just prepare the vegetable and I'll come back to you in a few more minutes. So I chopped up my meat to little cubes. We like them quite small, so the smaller the cubes, the faster it cooks, and also when you eat it on a plate, if you've got more cubes of a meat, it looks like you've got bigger portion, not just 2 or 3 chunks of meat. So I like them quite finely sliced. So, and then in here I sliced my onion and I chopped up the peppers. So, and I've got here pan ready for frying. So let me just get a fry light and show you the next step. And I'm just gonna and fry my pan with a fry light and wait until it gets a little bit sizzling, and then I add the onion and a pepper. And now it's time to add the onion and pepper. So I'm just gonna add that all in, and I'm gonna add that using both of my hands. So let me just put you down. Now the pepper and onion are in the dish. I'm just gonna stir it through and then cook it for 5 minutes. So let me just come back to you in 5 minutes. Now the onion and pepper has been cooking for last 6 minutes, so it's time to add the pork. Now I added the pork, and I'm gonna give it a good stir again and cook it for another 5 minutes. So now the pork is nicely browned, I'm gonna add 2 tablespoons of a paprika and give it a good stir. Now I stir the paprika through, I'm going to add the chicken stock. So I'm adding 500 ml of chicken stock using the 3 of my chicken stock cube. And I'm going to stir that in and add the lid on and cook it for half an hour. So now it's been cooking for last half an hour. I did actually stir it through twice, and I'm gonna turn off the heat, and then stirred in some of the quark. So it says in the recipe, it says 6 tablespoons of a fromage frais. So I'm gonna stir in about 10 tablespoons of a quark. So I added the quark, so it was about half of a tub of quark, and I'm just gonna stir that through, and I'll come back to you in a second. After I stirred the quark in, I added seasonings. So I added salt and pepper, and I'm just gonna mix that through, and it's ready to be served. And this is what it looks like once it's been dished up. So I'm serving it with rice, that is a free food, and sugar snap peas, that are speed food. So 1/3 of a plate is a speed food, and that's an extra easy plan. And if you wanted to make it SP, you just instead of serving it with rice, you just add a bit more sugar snap peas or broccoli or green beans. Just add any speedy vegetable instead of a rice and make it SP.